Lee Jong-do leads a relaxed life, believing that happiness and by extension, good health comes from doing what he enjoys. For him, that means staying active through exercise, sports, gaming with friends, and occasionally helping out at his father's chicken shop by making deliveries. One day, while gaming with his friends, his father calls, asking him to handle some deliveries. On his way back, Jong-do comes across a fight between a probation officer and a former prisoner. Drawing on his black belt skills in Taekwondo, Kendo, and Judo, he skillfully intervenes and saves the officer. Jong-do is later awarded for his courageous actions. These probation officers are responsible for monitoring offenders who wear ankle bracelets, intervening when suspicious activity arises to prevent reoffending. After his commendation, probation department manager Kim Seon-min urges Jong-do to join the team as a probation officer. With the department understaffed and the injured officer still recovering, Jong-do's skills are needed to help handle aggressive probation violators. Jong-do asks Seon-min if the job will be enjoyable, since fun is all that matters to him. Seon-min responds with a smile, saying that fun can take on different meanings for everyone, but he's confident it's something Jong-do will take pride in. Jong-do talks over the job offer with his friends and father. His friends express some skepticism, worrying the position might be too demanding, but his father is enthusiastic, urging him to take on the challenge and grow from it. The next morning, Jong-do dives into his new role, meeting the team and getting a crash course on everything he needs to know. He's paired with Seon-min, who becomes both his mentor and partner. The two form a quick bond, and Jong-do soon looks up to Seon-min like an older brother. As they work together, Jong-do's sense of justice deepens, fueled by their shared experiences. Jong-do sits wearily at his computer, waiting for his first assignment. The silence is broken by a beep, alerting him that the ankle bracelet of Lee Yang-ho, a monitored offender, has a low battery. Jong-do tries calling Yang-ho, but the call is abruptly cut off. He quickly informs his partner Seon-min, and they gear up to track him down. When they arrive at the location, Jong-do immediately recognizes a particular house from his past deliveries for his father. Spotting a window without a security grill, he's confident Yang-ho removed it as an escape route. Jong-do suggests a plan. If Seon-min knocks on the door, Yang-ho will likely jump out the window, giving them the perfect chance to catch him. As Seon-min knocks, a girl's terrified screams from inside reveal Yang-ho's intentions to harm her. Seon-min tries to break the door open, but as Jong-do predicted, Yang-ho leaps from the window. Waiting right where he anticipated, Jong-do successfully catches him, completing his first mission. Jong-do is alerted to suspicious behavior from an offender, Lee Jong-in, who is known for his criminal past. He and Seon-min head out to confront him. When they arrive, they find Jong-in engaged in inappropriate behavior near a childcare facility. Jong-do shouts at him, and Jong-in takes off running. However, Jong-do quickly catches up to him without much effort. Jong-in, in an attempt to provoke Jong-do, taunts him with mockery. Jong-do nearly loses his temper, but Seon-min intervenes, calming him down. Jong-in is eventually arrested. Impressed with Jong-do's efforts, Seon-min offers to treat him to dinner. Jong-do mentions he's meeting his friends soon and asks if Seon-min could take them all out. Seon-min is visibly surprised, clearly not expecting such a large gathering, but agrees. At the restaurant, Jong-do introduces Seon-min to his friends, and they ask Seon-min about his career choice. Seon-min shares that as a young child, he was involved in a serious car accident and trapped inside the vehicle. Just when he thought it was over, police officers arrived and rescued him by tearing off the car door. That event inspired him to pursue a career in law enforcement. Unfortunately, a leg injury from his past left him unable to handle the physical demands of police work, so he chose to become a probation officer to help reduce repeat offenses. He goes on to explain that after starting a family, his work became even more important, especially since many offenses impact vulnerable people. He dreams of a world where everyone, especially children, can feel safe. Touched by his story, Jong-do's friends offer Seon-min a huge lettuce wrap as a sign of their respect and friendship, playfully insisting he eat it in one bite. Just as they wrap up their meal, Jong-do and Seon-min receive an urgent call from the station. There's been suspicious activity reported regarding Min Do-woong. They immediately head out, but the situation escalates when Do-woong cuts off his ankle monitor, causing them to lose track of him. Fortunately, Jong-do's friend Moisture, who owns a drone, steps in to help. Using the drone, they manage to locate Do-woong just in time. Jong-do gives chase and soon finds Do-woong banging angrily on someone's gate. Jong-do tries to defuse the situation by calmly talking to him, but Do-woong reacts violently, attacking Jong-do. With no other choice, Jong-do reveals his martial arts skills, forcing Do-woong to reconsider his next move. In a moment of despair, Do-woong begins contemplating suicide. Seon-min, sensing the gravity of the situation, asks Jong-do to act as his voice since he wasn't present during the confrontation. Repeating Seon-min's words, Jong-do carefully speaks to Do-woong, slowly convincing him to open up. Do-woong admits that he had planned to kill the man who repeatedly mocked him for wearing the ankle bracelet and then take his own life. With this confession, this tense chapter reaches its conclusion. After previously dyeing his hair blonde, Jong-do makes the decision to cut it off, a symbolic gesture reflecting his shift in mindset. No longer chasing a carefree life, he's fully embracing the seriousness of his new role. On his way back from the salon, he notices a man named Gum-nam, recognizing him by his ankle monitor, and decides to keep an eye on him. Jong-do observes Gum-nam casting a lustful gaze at a waiter in a nearby restaurant. Troubled by this, Jong-do checks into his background once he's back at the office. To his alarm, he finds that Gum-nam's movements have become suspicious. When they try to call him, Gum-nam responds, "It's playtime, and I'll do whatever the hell I want," before abruptly hanging up. Jong-do and Seon-min spring into action, attempting to track him down, but they lose his trail due to network issues. They begin asking around, and the waiter Gum-nam had stared at earlier tells them she doesn't know where he went, but mentions that he had said today was his birthday and invited her over. Realizing the situation could escalate, Jong-do and Seon-min split up to search for him, focusing on shops with only one female employee. Meanwhile, Gum-nam enters Sun Jung's salon and locks the door behind him. When Sun Jung asks why he's there, he doesn't respond but instead advances toward her menacingly. As he attempts to assault her, she fights back as hard as she can, but Gum-nam overpowers her with a punch. He tells her that after she told him to come back another time, he took her words seriously. Just as things take a darker turn, Jong-do bursts through the locked door, quickly subduing Gum-nam with a well-placed beating that leaves him unconscious. He handcuffs Gum-nam and then focuses on calming down Sun Jung, a familiar face he knows well. She's a regular customer for whom he often delivers chicken on behalf of his father. Notorious child molester Kang Ki-jung, who served a 20-year sentence for molesting 15 children, is released on parole. This sparks an outcry in the community, with the public demanding that the government keep him imprisoned for life. Jong-do and Seon-min are assigned to monitor him. Despite being under constant surveillance, Ki-jung manages to reconnect with his accomplice, Han Byung-soon, who has also been wearing an ankle bracelet for 3 years. Byung-soon reveals how they can move undetected. Back at the station, Jong-do notices Ki-jung is on the move and asks Seon-min if he can tail him. As Seon-min speaks to Ki-jung on the phone, asking about his whereabouts, Jong-do drives to track him down. Ki-jung lies, saying he's just stepped out to get some gimbap, but in reality he's meeting with Kim Min-wook, a dark web pornographer, who pressures him to produce exploitative content. Sensing that Seon-min is buying time for Jong-do, Ki-jung quickly wraps up his meeting with Min-wook and heads to the gimbap shop just before Jong-do arrives, making it appear like he's been telling the truth. After Jong-do returns to the office, Min-jo, now fully recovered, resumes his duties and gives Jong-do a gift as a token of gratitude for saving him from a dangerous situation earlier. As a young girl plays with a puppy on the street, she is kidnapped. At the station, they notice Yang Ho's ankle bracelet is low on battery. Attempts to call him fail as his phone is off, and he has gone far away from home. Seon-min informs Jong-do that he and Min-jo will track down Yang Ho, while Jong-do keeps watch on Ki-jung. This is all part of a cunning plan to mislead them into separate locations, where they are ambushed by ex-parolees seeking revenge. A violent confrontation breaks out, leaving Seon-min severely injured and Min-jo fatally attacked. Jong-do fights valiantly against over 15 men, but manages to escape. Elsewhere, Ki-jung prepares to film with his equipment set up, including a mask and ring light. Jong-do hurries to Ki-jung's apartment building, realizing that Ki-jung and Byung-soon are hiding in the basement. He soon hears the desperate cries of a child. Alerting neighbors to call the police, he attempts to remove a window grill with his bare hands. A brutal struggle ensues between Jong-do and Ki-jung's gang, during which Jong-do is stabbed and beaten. In a horrifying moment, he discovers a small girl tied up and being filmed. By the time the police arrive, Ki-jung and Byung-soon have escaped, but the girl is rescued unharmed, and Jong-do is rushed to the hospital. After recovering, Jong-do learns that the police are still searching for Ki-jung, who has destroyed his monitoring anklet, making him hard to track. He discovers that the girl he saved is traumatized and refuses to leave her home. Additionally, Seon-min is undergoing surgery for a broken neck, and Min-jo has been confirmed brain dead and had signed up for organ donation. Overwhelmed with rage, Jong-do teams up with his friends to hunt down Ki-jung and Byung-soon. They track down Min-wook, Ki-jung's boss, and torture him until he reveals that while he doesn't know their exact whereabouts, they can be traced using a debit card he gave them. Following this lead, Jong-do and his friends manage to trace Ki-jung and Byung-soon to a restaurant. Despite the challenge of getting his father's permission due to safety concerns, Jong-do is determined to confront them. Using his martial arts skills, Jong-do takes on Ki-jung's gang, overpowering them in a fierce showdown. But the real battle comes when he faces Ki-jung himself. The two exchange brutal blows in a grueling fight. Until Jong-do finally overcomes his rival. In the end, he hands the gang over to the authorities, wrapping up the intense saga with justice served. In the conclusion, Jong-do and his friends receive commendations for exemplary service from the President of South Korea. Overwhelmed with emotion, Jong-do is moved to see the young girl he rescued from Ki-jung attending the ceremony to express her gratitude for the new life he helped her gain. The final scene captures Jong-do, now established as a permanent martial arts officer, alongside Seon-min as they rush off to prevent another ex-convict from inflicting harm.